Hello and welcome back to Demure Soul Room. I hope you guys had an amazing week because last week had been really intense. Given whatever was going on in the astrological skies and up there, it had been impacting us a lot as well, right? So yeah, I hope you made through. I hope you had a lot of revelations, which you should have, and even if you did not, it's just a matter of time. It's okay. So yeah, today to start off this video, first I would like all of you to sit down, be okay, realize that this is a space, this is a safe space for you and for me to come out, to talk about whatever we want to talk about, to realize our own lessons, to understand our own behaviors. So yeah, take a deep breath with me till the count of 4. Hold it till the count of 2 and then release it. Okay? Release it for 8 seconds. So it's 4, 2, 8. We're going to do this 3 times and then I'm going to start with my video, with my, you can say ranting, with my monologues. So yeah, let's get to it. Take a deep breath. Fill up your lungs. Hold and release. Take a deep breath in again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do it again. Take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I hope you are here. I hope you've stuck around for the breathing practice. And I hope you feel a lot more calm. I hope you feel a lot more in your body, grounded. Right? So today we are going to talk about people pleasing, which I did talk about in my last video, but we're going to talk about it in depth. Like, what are the habits that we have? What are the thoughts that we usually go through? And for me, where did people pleasing come to me and how did I pick up on it, right? You might relate, you might not relate, but try to understand where you got it from, where you got this habit of pleasing people, even though it does not have to be like that, okay? So yeah, like in the past 1 week, I took a solo trip, went to Bombay, and I realized that even if I was completely in a zone where I was like, you know what, I don't please people, I don't care about what they think about me. Somewhere or the other, I was pleasing them. I was pleasing them at a level where I was unconscious about it. So a very common example, like when you wear short dresses, at least in the country that I live in, or anything that shows your skin too much, you're just like conceived to be a person who's ready to have sex with any random stranger walking on the road. A lot of creeps did follow me around and I did have to like call out to the police and stuff, but then I realized this thing that when I left my room with a negative energy, with a negative statement that, you know, it looks like you're not wearing anything, or you're just like, people are gonna walk to you, people are gonna follow you, you're gonna be uncomfortable. Even though I was not setting all of these bars for myself, I was listening to them. And even if I was like, oh my god, so outdated thoughts, they don't matter, this and that, they were with me even when I was walking out. And in my subconscious mind, I was continuously looking out for people who were looking at me the wrong way, or, you know, who were making me uncomfortable. And I realized this, that even if you don't believe something, you might completely be against a particular statement that you heard just now. but are you really against it, or are you really confident about the fact that okay, whatever I've heard right now, it does not impact me, it does not bother me, no matter who says it, be it your parents, be it your close people, like close friends, acquaintances, or honestly best friends. It does not matter who says that. At the end of the day, you need to realize that certain times you look out for the things that you don't believe in because somebody so close to you told those things to you that you believe them to be true. So, for example, if your mother told you or if your father told you that, this won't work out, or like, you're just gonna fail at it, or you're just gonna be like, yeah, this was another fluke and not do anything and just like sit there. Even if in the moment you tell them that, you know what, no, you are wrong, I'm gonna show you that it's not that way, you will end up internalizing what they said because you hold them at that pedestal. Because you love them so much. And there is nothing wrong, obviously, to love your family, to love your parents. But you need to realize that the love you have for them should not trump the love you have for yourself. Because they don't know you for who you are, right? Your friends, your best friends, they don't know you for who you are. And sometimes even your parents don't know you for who you are. Therefore, you have to remind yourself who you are. You have to remind yourself of your own values, and you have to remember them, stand by them. You just can't be like, okay, yeah, since in the conversation I was not indulgent in it, and since I did not accept it, therefore I don't believe it. No, baby, you do believe it. Because if the person in front, you love them so much, you tend to internalize what they are saying. You tend to internalize what they think about you. You tend to internalize, what opinions they have of you. And this is also a people-pleasing attachment, a people-pleasing, you can say, way that we are usually stuck at. And we don't really get to know of it, okay? So, a lot of times you might come across situations where you are like, I don't know why is this happening to me. I don't believe in this. I thought that I was better than this, or like, I thought that I was living a better life than this. You are still living a better life. But since you did internalize some things from your environment around, it will show in your outside world. It will show in your outside world till the time you do not break that pattern, till the time you do not realize, sit with yourself, calm your nervous system down, which is completely blasted. Calm it down and tell yourself that, you know what, this is not me. Even if things around me right now are complying with the narratives which I heard from outside, which are not mine, it will soon shift. It will soon change. And for this statement to even come out of you, you have to believe in your own self. You have to believe that people out there, they have their own lives, they are individuals. And you yourself are a different individual with your own quirks. And you don't have any bar to meet, you don't have any standard to meet, because who set those standards? Those standards are set by people outside of you who don't know you for who you are. You might expect them to change, you might expect them to understand you better, but those expectations come in later, and that's just your, you can say, holding on mechanism, your coping mechanism, that you know what, even if things are like this right now, they will see my side. It is not important for them to see your side. If you see your side and you know that you are right, and you know that what you're doing is not wrong, what you're doing is for yourself, what you're doing is helping you grow, is helping you evolve, or is helping you just calm down, it is not wrong. Okay? You don't have to be like, oh my god, am I being rude? Am I being too inconsiderate? Who says you're inconsiderate? When you don't consider yourself, that's inconsiderate. When you don't think about yourself, that's inconsiderate. Yes, you live in a society, definitely. You will love people, you will do things for them. But know your boundaries, know your limits, know when to stop and know when to go ahead. I mean, not like if any Tom, Dick, and Harry comes around and goes like, you know what, you're gonna fail. You're just gonna like, you're not good enough, or like, you know, you can never be good enough for me. Or even if you've invested like 6-7 months in a person, or a year, or even 3 years for that matter, and after those 3 years, you have this internal voice saying that, you know what, I'm never gonna be good enough for you, right? It's okay. You don't have to be good enough for them. You have to be good enough for yourself. If you're good enough for yourself, you will automatically be good enough for the right people. You will automatically find people who cherish you. And you will automatically find people who actually live up to your standards. You need to know your own standards, okay? You cannot always be like, oh my god, I hate uncertainty. You might not like uncertainty, it's okay, not everybody likes it. But know that uncertainty in a relationship, uncertainty in a friendship always has room for growth. And how the person in front responds is also important. You might think, oh my god, if I say this out loud to them, then, you know, this might hurt them, and I love them and I don't want them to be hurt. But ask yourself this one question, that if I am considering that they will be hurt if I say it out loud, then why did they have to do those actions? Did they not think that it would hurt me? Did they not think that I would be impacted by it? And if they are not thinking in those lines and behaving the way they are, then why should I consider every thought, every action towards them before I do it? Like, if that consideration is not met by them, why am I doing it? For me, I was doing it because I have been raised by a father who always sees the good in people. I have been raised by a mother who always helps people out, who always goes like, you know what, there's always good in people. And I'm not saying that there's not. Yes, they are completely right. There is always good in people. But I choose the people in whom I want to see the good. I'll give you chances. I'll communicate what hurts me, but how you respond to it is what is going to shape my final decision. So I had been in this on and off thing with this guy for the past 3 years, ever since 2021. And I never realized that I was in that particular relationship, in that particular bond, because I was over considerate about the person who was in front of me, how he would feel bad, how he would not, how he would not be able to live his life if I leave his life. First of all, I'm not the main character in everybody's story. I need to realize, I had to realize it, that I am the only main character in my life. I am not the main character in everybody else's life out there. And realizing that did shift a lot of things, because I mean, even if I'm in a relationship, I am my own person first, and then am I your person, right? So this on and off thing was very confusing for me, and I had communicated a lot of times that, I love to communicate, listen to me, I like your attention. Obviously, if I'm dating you, I would want your attention, even if that's 1 hour of you can say bothered attention from you. But that did not happen. He had his own life, and I completely respect that. But his anger issues, his blasting out if I was not responding, and this is after the 6th time that I have blocked him and he has asked me to unblock him. He still has not changed. He still is at that point that, after 2 days of trying to be a better person, he just goes you don't text me, you don't want to talk to me. I mean, after you said what you said, after you did what you did, and not giving me a proper apology for that, and not even trying to show me that you're changing, you want me to be okay within 2 days and just give you all the love, give you all the care that I had been giving you when we first met. That's not how that works. That's not how at least that works in this space with me. If you want something, there has to be an equal response. I cannot keep giving. I cannot just keep on giving and not receive. If I'm not receiving anything, how will I give it back to you? And again, that person called me and he's like, you know what, I don't want to talk to you. Okay, fine, bro, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you either. I'm good. Like, what makes you think I would want your attention after all of it, after begging you for your attention and not yet getting it? And then again, being penalized for not texting and not initiating conversation. Like, I'm good. You want to leave, you leave. I'm done. Because I cannot keep playing small for other people. Okay, I might have been brought up in a place where they told me that you need to always consider the person in front. Yes, I will consider the person in front, but I also learned this over time that I need to consider myself first. If my intuition, if my body physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually does not feel safe around you, if I don't feel safe saying out loud my values, if I don't feel safe to be vulnerable around you, if I don't feel safe to talk my mind around you and not think that, oh my god, this is going to be a fight, then why should I be around you, right? Why should I be around you? Like, who else is considering about me? And the worst part of this entire thing is like they think that fighting, like a woman should chase a man. I don't know when the dynamics changed. But honestly, baby, I am the princess. I'm not going to be treating you like a princess. And if you think that I'm going to be treating you like a princess, please, the door is right there. Just leave. I'm good. Because, I mean, just what? Why? You've not earned it. You've not earned my respect. You've not earned my time. You've not earned my, energy. And yet, you just want me to be around, and yet you just want me to please you. I understand that I was a people pleaser before this. All of us were people pleasers and some of us still are. But why would you expect me to please you continuously and not consider my own self? I mean, you are not considering about me. Nobody else is considering about me. It's going to be me. And if that's going to be rude for you, fine, let it be rude for you. Let it be rude. Let me be the bitch. Let me be anything that you want me to be. But the point is, I'm going to put myself first. And that's very important. For people pleasers to reach this point, it's very difficult because you have to actually break all of your patterns of putting other people first, of putting other people's emotions first, of putting other people's comfort first. You need to ask yourself as well, am I comfortable in this situation? Are my thoughts being heard? Are my emotions being heard? Is there any change in the behavior, or is it the same cycle with different twists in it? You know, you cannot always be available for people if you're not available for yourself. And I have started living by this life motto that if I need to fight for your attention, then fuck your attention. Like, I have no reason. I have no reason to fight for your attention, because if you're not willing to give that to me and if you're not willing to treat me the way I should be treated, then it's okay, I don't want it. And also realize this, that people pleasers always think that the world revolves around them. I used to think that the world revolves around me, but no. The world does not revolve around me, but my world revolves around me. And how I choose my life to be revolves around me. How I choose to feel revolves around me. How I choose to respond to people revolves around me. And yeah, like I'm not this is like one thing that I get a lot, that, you know, how can we just be like, no, how can we just be like, oh my god, I'm taking a step for myself. Communicate it first nicely. Like, you don't have to be a rebel that, oh my god, you're not doing it, then I'm walking out. Okay, take your time. Take your time. Nobody's rushing you into it. But make sure that you communicate what you need, and even after that communication, if the needs are not being met and if they are like responding in an ugly way, be it emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, take a step back. You have no compulsion. Nobody is forcing you to be in that connection that is not serving you. I mean, till the time somebody is not helping me grow, till the time somebody is not giving me the peace that I give myself, I am not going to invest even a single minute in that person because they are not worth it. That is it. End of story, baby. If you don't help me grow, I don't help you grow. And I don't want toxic attachments where we are fighting the entire time. 1 week we are okay, or one day we are okay, and the next day we are not. No, those cycles, we are past it. We don't have to keep on repeating the same cycles to learn the same lessons, right? We've done it for way too long now. I mean, if you're watching this video, you have done it for way too long. Get over it, it's okay. Who's gonna judge you? And if they are judging you, are they even worth being in your life? Because there are people we do see on Instagram, we do see people even on any social media platform, even in real life, that the rich, the peaceful people, the fulfilled people have fulfilled people around them. They don't have people pulling them down with their own depressive energy that, oh my god, life is fucked. Fine, bro, your life is fucked. It's not fucked for me, so don't fuck my life up. I'm pretty good. You gotta make that distinction. You have to realize that being a people pleaser for 23 years and then coming out of that cycle and becoming the person I am becoming and have become, honestly, it was not easy. I cried. There were nights when I could not get out of my bed. There were nights where I felt like my entire life just broke, just crippled out. But honestly, it did for a reason. And the reason was good enough for me to go through what I went through. Because the person that I am right now, I know that no person, I would not be bothered by a stranger telling me, oh my god, you're looking so weird. Like, you should not wear these clothes. You should not talk like that. You should be more mindful of how you interact with people. Definitely, I'm going to be more mindful about how I interact with people when they are mindful about, how they interact with me. And secondly, you don't like what I'm wearing, then just go, bro. Don't look at me. Who's asking you to look at me? I love what I wear. I love the way I present myself. You don't like it, that's a you problem, not me. And basically, you telling me something that, I can't do, you're showing me your limitations, not mine. Because you don't know me. You don't know my stories. You don't know what I've been through, right? So, live your life, baby. You do you. A lot of people get triggered by this particular phase in a fight when a person says you do you. Even I used to get so triggered by this when somebody I love and I'm trying to show them how much I love them. I'm literally begging them to see and they just go you do you, bro. I don't want to. I used to be triggered. But this time, when this person told me you do you, I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna do me, bro. Because you can't do me properly, clearly. So, not my fault. Right? And yeah, so oh damn, boys, Queen of Pentacles. The moment I took it out, it's gonna be a good reading. It's gonna be regarding your finances most probably, because I don't know, Pentacles, man, Pentacles, and that to Queen, the feminine energy. Also, one more thing that I would like all of you to know for this week is that try to tap into your feminine energy, because given the Black Moon, Lilith, and the eclipses happening this week, you gotta tap into your feminine and see what your intuition is telling you. Whatever your gut says is your intuition. Whatever your chest says or whatever you feel in the chest while doing something, that's your ego. So try to make a distinction between that. I will give a lot of journal prompts, at least 4 to 5, right? I'll upload them on Instagram, and I hope you do tune in there. It's crazy. It's a crazy week this week, and I hope these journaling prompts do help you, right? So let's ask. What's the week? What is the week holding for you? 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 Damn. Okay. Damn, boys. Hey, it's a good reading. It's a good one. Just give me a second. Damn. Okay. So we have the Hierophant, right? You are being guided. You have a teacher. You have a teacher in your life. You have somebody in your life who gives you the lessons that you require, who provides you the lessons, who provides you the path, who provides you that answer. And they are spiritually very awake. Obviously, the Hierophant card is telling you that there is a mentor in your life. Either they are coming or they already exist. And this week, you're going to need them. You're going to need them, and you have to be patient. You have to be patient with the lessons that have come across through this teacher to you. You have to be patient enough to learn them yourselves. You might listen to them, but learning them, internalizing them is a different thing. So yeah, like you might be your own teacher. You never know. You might be the Hierophant. But there is this guidance, a clear path that is being given off to you. And you have to be patient with it. You have to know that as much as you pour into others' cup, right, the temperance, you have to be grounded in that energy that you're receiving as well, as I told you. Queen of Pentacles, it's abundance, bro. It's a lot of abundance. It's a lot of abundance. It's a lot of abundance and money. And like you don't have to worry about it. Literally, you don't have to worry. You just have to remember that you're not holding on to them too tight. Queen is basically the feminine energy and how your intuition deals with finances, financial wealth. What are the choices that you're making? How are the choices that you're making? And clearly you have a choice to make with the Two of Swords. You know you have the wisdom, but you're blind-eyed right now. Be blind-eyed, no problem. Be the way you are. But just know that you have to make the choice. You have to realize that the potential you hold for someone else is not their reality. That is your expectation of them. Make the choice. Be it business-wise, be it in a relationship, be it anything. Just make the tough choice. It's okay. Sometimes those tough choices lead you to a happier place. The Sun and the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is you receiving everything and you partying, like put anything in that cup that you want, wine or whiskey, anything. But yeah, just remember that there's a party. You are receiving it. You are receiving it. The new beginnings are leading for you to celebrate. Be patient, right? Make the choice. Be patient. Take the guidance. And just manage your life, manage your decisions, manage your reactions wisely. And rest. Once you've made the choice, once you've done the work, just rest. Like the Six of Swords clearly tells you to rest. You have all the wisdom, you have all the thoughts, you know what you're supposed to have, you know how you're supposed to go forward. Take a break. Take a break this week, become the hermit, but yeah, know that things are working out. So it's all in good time, okay? Love you all, and do tune into Demure Soul Room again.